Now do we have it? Is there sound now? I think there is. It says there is. Man, every time Streamlabs updates or I restart my computer at all, it shuts my sound down. There we go. Finally. All right. We got some sound. Had to go to like 5 different places to turn the mic on. I don't know why it does that, but it does it sometimes. It's garbage. Anyway, how are y'all doing? How's everybody on this Friday evening? Go ahead and pour you a glass of whiskey and let's talk some crypto, some stocks. OJ, glad to see you here. Adam, JoJo, Gary. Ready to rock this tonight. I'm going to start it off with the Bitcoin weekly chart because of all the just debauchery in the markets. I know y'all can see what I see. Here's a long-term trend line that I've had posted for a while in Discord, YouTube, Facebook. This is and they've got several other charts out there that are rainbow charts. If you take it out of, if you really zoom out on the logarithmic, it's got a little curve to it, but this will do on the logarithmic. Look what we did. After that huge sell-off, look what we did. We came down to a historical trend line and bounced. We went from 25K to I think it was 25.2, 25.4. Somebody wants to correct me real quick. Oh, I'll look. 25.4 was the low, and we bounced right back up to 30K, which is kind of that line in the sand, man. You got to stay above 29K because 29K over here on that low is where we need to be above, and technically we've made a lower low. It's not real promising, but we got a lot of other stuff going on, going for us in the right direction. You can see we're getting real close to oversold on the weekly of the Bitcoin and the RSI. And historically, if you look down here, when we hit that oversold, you can see right there. We hit oversold, we get a pretty massive bounce. And it don't have to be. It can do like it did here. It touched it. We had several, let's see, we had a how many $1,000 rally. We went from back in 2014, went from $273. We rallied up, 100% rally. Then we dumped. Then we made another lower low, broke that trend line, and that started off a big bull run. And same thing here. What happened in 2018 when we kissed that oversold mark on the weekly? We got a little pop, but nobody could hold it together. It was a $1,200, $1,300 pop. Everybody was panicking, but within months we ran up to $14,000. And then we had this same thing, our second low, which was our confirmation on Bitcoin, just above, not quite oversold, but it just kissed it, and that set off a bull rally like we've never seen before. So I'm not saying that we've got to just rally crazily, but it would make sense to maybe get a 26% retrace on this. It makes sense, especially since if you want to look down here on our MACD, if we turn around right here and just start showing a little strength, a little buy pressure comes in while we are touching oversold on a weekly, this can be considered a type of triple, maybe hidden bullish divergence-ish, just divergence period. It would insinuate that we're going to get some more upside, and it don't have to be crazy. My personal opinion, if we go out to the daily, what we should expect to see after bouncing off this trend line with all those other factors, I would expect us to go back up and try to test that $36,000 to $40 range. $40,000 right there also would hit our moving averages. Yeah. We'll go test that moving at 39,983 would test our moving averages, only to make another lower low, sell off again and make a higher low. At that point, we're probably going to chop around. Until the whole thing with crypto and stocks, if you want to know, it's real simple, real simple. Stocks are risk on assets, not to the point that crypto is, but stocks are risk assets. So when your dollar, hold on, let me just kind of break it down where y'all can see it. All right, here is our weekly of the DXY. Now, this is our dollar versus a basket of currencies, okay? And I've already had these marked out for folks. So Bitcoin's high 2013 came as the dollar had a downturn. So when the dollar was weak, risk on assets like tech stocks, Bitcoin, they tend to want to get a rip. Your dollar's cheap. Money's cheap to borrow, so they put them in risky assets to make big returns. So right there's our low. They're low on the dollar, but our high on Bitcoin. So that we come up here, and in my little yellow circle, zoom in way out here where you can see it. There was our high on Bitcoin. We kind of hit our high, peaked, chopped sideways. Here was our halving. The X are the halvings. Once that halving hit, we made another rip on the dollar. Bitcoin was moving sideways, held real strong. But when you see the dollar, here's if you want to see our 2018 dips, this is what's crazy. Right here, dollar's high, Bitcoin's low. There's Bitcoin's high when the dollar hit its low. There's our bear market from 2018. Same thing. Here we go again. When did our bull market start? Right here. Bitcoin was at a low, ripped all the way down to right there. April 21st, when we had our first peak, chopped around, then our second peak. But the dollar, the DXY, the strength of the dollar is what kills risk on assets. So if you're Wall Street and you got $100 billion in assets, $1 trillion in assets you're managing, you're looking for the safest guaranteed growth of that money. Now, when the dollar's cheap and money's cheap to borrow, Wall Street, Main Street, everybody, the dollar's cheap. You're looking to get that dollar with low interest rates and use it then to invest in riskier assets to make bigger, crazy returns because your savings account aren't making you money. The bond yield's not making you money. Any kind of safe bet is not making you money. So you put it in risk on assets. As soon as inflation is perceived, as soon as Wall Street or everybody, really, as soon as inflation is perceived and is going up and is confirmed, they move all of their money, everyone, out of risky assets, which that's why they go down. It's not that they go down and then Wall Street moves their money out of them. Wall Street sees an opportunity to put their money into high interest bond yields that are like very, very safe, almost guaranteed. The returns, they would rather make 3 to 5% on a bond yield that's with very little risk than they would being risky in a time of inflationary pressures. So that's all. Wall Street causes the downturn by moving to inflationary money. Now, if we looked right now, it's 104.46, the DXY, our dollar currency index. It's typically saying our it's worth $1.04 typically, is what that's really almost kind of saying. If you really want to get into it, read some research on it, but it's not slowing down. And if you look, it's probably about time. This rounding bottom we've got here is showing that our dollar has been beat down for so long. It's been, let me zoom out on the monthly. Look how bad our dollar has performed. Look at this. Look at this downtrend from strength of our dollar. We finally broke a trend line, and now our dollar, it's just, it comes due. At some point, look what we did. We had a downward trend, and now we're reversing. We're testing it as support. And as long as inflation's ripping, we're going to continue to have the dollar grow in strength. So a strong dollar is not good for us, for Bitcoin, for stocks, for investors. It's really not. A strong dollar is where you want to stick it in a savings account, a bond yield, some high interest crap, and leave it there. It's like a guaranteed safe money. But when the dollar comes down and you can borrow money cheaply, when Wall Street's getting, billions of dollars from a bank and loans at 2%, 1.5%, I mean, why wouldn't you try to double it up and hit it on some hard stuff? So that's why our assets, that's why the market's falling. That's real simple. There's no other reasoning. Plain and simple. That's how the game works. When Wall Street, they control everything. They want to make money. Inflation goes up. We've done printed too much money. So the cost of goods goes up. Inflation goes up. They move their money into bond yields and they let it sit. Once we've, the federal, Jerome Powell or whoever's in it at the time, Yellen or whoever back in the day, as soon as they realize we can't stop inflation by raising interest rates, then we go into a recession, and it's almost forced. It's provoked. They provoke a recession because that resets all the oscillators. It returns everything back to a balance or an undervalued area. So then they can start lowering interest rates again. If y'all remember, they started at the end of Obama's term, beginning of Trump's term. Federal Powell, I think he raised interest rates like 7 times in a year. At the time, wasn't necessary, and everyone was raising hell. Why are you doing it preemptively? They're like, oh, we're just trying to keep the economy in check. Well, they did that, then had to turn right around the next year and start dropping them. You could say it's COVID, the COVID crash, whatever. Doesn't matter. Money works money works the way it works, regardless of what's going on. But long story short, that's what you got right there. That's why the markets of any asset is crashing right now. You've got gold holding up, silver holding up. Oh yeah, Josh, man. No doubt. If you're a military, if you're a vet, your retirement. That's what you guys rely on, man. I'm sure y'all probably make better wages today than you did 10 years ago. Point is, our veterans and our military officials, you're not making the money you deserve, that's for sure. Along with our cops, our teachers, all the important people in the world aren't making what they deserve. So you rely on that really great retirement that they either match and that they're investing for you. You're relying on that to be there for you. It sure would suck to retire in an inflationary year where we're down 26-30% on market indices, not to mean that your retirement could be down 40-50. I have a customer right now, older customer. I haven't talked to him in like a year, but when all this COVID stuff had started, he called and he's like, Travis, I don't know if we can renovate that office building I own. And I'm like, oh, why? And he's like, oh, man. He's like, I'm down 40% of my wealth because I'm retired. It's all in it until I get ready to cash out. He's like, I'm down 40%. Lucky for him, COVID came back, and now he's 10 times higher than where he was. But, yeah, 401ks are hurting, man. They're hurting. And let me tell you why they're hurting. Not only is it because of our economic situations, but who's managing your money? Who's making the decisions? Everyone go look at your 401ks and see if any of your money managers have made any kind of changes to your holdings. Never, and I totally agree. 10, 20-year outlook as a retirement, you hold stuff. You hold it through the bad and the good. But they get paid a premium, a commission. Doesn't matter if you win or lose. They don't care. They get their cut. But if you're so slick and you're managing billions of dollars of, let's say, federal military funds, you couldn't see this coming. I would want to buy an Apple at the discount it is today. I wouldn't want to hold through from $250 it was a year ago. So the point is, you need to have some stuff on the side. You need to have that money set aside some. If you can, as much, I don't care if it's $5. $5 4 years ago, you'd be sitting on 100K in crypto. So try to keep, let's all work together as a group. Man, my Discord's got some killer dudes in it. I try to post when I can my setups and things I find. A lot of times I try to set stuff out and let's just wait for the market volatility to subside. But we got a guy built K5 in there, posted some killer trade setups. JoJo here, the People's Money, he's posted some killer trade setups. We've got Luna Slayer. He's coming on to his own, man. He's posted killer trade setups. He's smashing them. If y'all been in the Discord or my Facebook, he's posted 800 to 1,000% gains, shorting a lot of stuff. So you might want to watch and kind of follow his footsteps. You don't have to wait for it to go up to make money. But in short, there you go. There's the explanation. It's the dollar. The dollar keeps going up, which look what it just did this week. We broke a high. We broke a really nice resistance line. It's probably going higher. This is not getting better. Economic conditions have not changed. Let's jump over here to the Dow Jones. And if y'all if any of y'all have got questions, ask them. I'll try to answer them. I'll try to pull up information to back up what I'm telling you. If there's anything you want to see, let me know. I'll pull the chart up and tell you where it's at. But if not, I'm going to go through kind of my basket of stuff. So we got the Dow Jones. I've had these lines, people in Discord tell you, I've had these lines drawn for months. It's not that I just went and drew them today. But these are areas that a trend doesn't reverse in random nowheresville. A trend reverses at areas of support because they are perceived areas of value. So we had a high up here on the Dow Jones of 37,063. And we started getting lower lows, lower highs. And as soon as it came down to this area, I said, all right, we need to start drawing some trend lines looking for where this can stop. On the this is the monthly. If you look at it on the weekly, we have hit these lines perfectly. But the Dow Jones has been the laggard of all of them. We have more downside to go, people. We've hit 2 targets. Usually that third target is where I'd look for a reversal. Where is that? It's the high of the Dow Jones right before COVID crash. And that makes sense because you're totally resetting the trend. COVID crash was a temporary panic manufactured crisis. Not the COVID part, but as far as the economical part. So we had this huge dump. It would only make sense for the trend line to come right back down to that high and then continue back up. We're just resetting the oscillators. And so on the weekly, you can look, we're building negative momentum. We're not oversold yet. This tells me we're not losing negative momentum. We're not to oversold. We haven't hit our third target. There's more downside to the Dow Jones. We can go right over to the Nasdaq. Nasdaq's a little worse. Nasdaq S&P is worse than everything. The Dow's held up because it's industrials. Industrials aren't going to hit hard because the world has to keep moving. So we've got clear downtrend. We have a high, a low. Lower high, lower low. Lower high, lower low. And we're making another lower low right now, but we have hit, that was our high target. We hit 1, 2, and look what we've done this week, closing the week out. We went down real close to our third target, but we're finding resistance. We're getting rejected from this line, and only because if you look left, we had 1, 2, 3, and it broke on the third time. But this is a historical area of resistance. This is where people found value to sell. We had a big bullish engulfing candle, got through it. So you would expect those areas where it was heavily traded, where it was resistance or support, to become it again. So as of now, I truly expect us to see 10,805 on the Nasdaq. There's more blood to come. There's more blood to come. 2 rate hikes is not going to cure inflation. It's not. If you look back 2007 through 9, the rate hikes, you didn't cure inflation, and the housing bubble didn't get fixed with 2 rate hikes. We've seen one did nothing. It was still up. We got the CPI and the PPI come out the last 2 days, and they're still climbing. Until we see these inflationary numbers, these metrics they use, which are skewed, to measure inflation, I wouldn't long anything. I wouldn't. I mean, any old Joe Blow, old dum-dum could just walk into the market right now and, yeah, we have a good day today. Cool, fine. It's called a relief rally. After you're down, you want to see? After you're down 24% on the Nasdaq, you don't think we're going to get a relief rally of a little bit? Finally, everybody thinks that's the bottom, so we get a 6% relief rally. That's nothing. Short everything until we start making higher lows and higher highs. The trend is down, and the trend is your friend till the end. Plain and simple. Play the trend. If you get a pump day, you don't have to be a day trader like some of us. You don't have to make 50 trades a day. You can be a swing trader, which is what I like. Place your bets on the downside. Let it ride. You'll make money. Don't panic on the days we have a 500 to 900 point pump, because look what happened the next day. We had 1,100 point dump. So it is. I know I'm preaching, but everything is showing more downside. We'll look at the S&P 500 real quick, take some requests. Come on, somebody throw something out here. As long as y'all are interactive and you're asking, I'm down. But if y'all have all got it figured out, then I'm just talking to myself, and I'll go sit by the pool and drink some more whiskey. But if I can help y'all in any way, please ask now, because I'm on it. I'm here for you. Same thing, S&P 500, 1, 2 targets have been hit. We broke down it temporarily, got back above it. Still, just a nasty candle. I don't like it. So I'm truly expecting us to see the 35-13 range. I don't know why we wouldn't. That's this little bump we had, this kind of the peaks of the COVID crash for a minute. Boeing and Tesla, absolutely. OJ, Dogecoin, Adam Kidder, J-Rob. I don't know. Do we have a chart on J-Rob? $1,000 a month of crypto. What way would you go? It's a tricky question, but I can answer it because I know which way I would go. I'm going to get to you 2 seconds. Let's start right up here. Adam, I don't think we have a chart for J-Rob, but I'll promise you this. If there was a chart for J-Rob, it would be going straight up. He's got the guns. You got it. That's my boy. I promise his chart's on the upswing. Boeing and Tesla. Let's look. Let's see where we can find them going today. I'm not even going to hunt for them. I'm going to type them in. Pull them up real quick right here that way. So I got too big a list to be looking. All right, what do we got? This is the weekly. We're going to talk about stuff on a larger time scale because most of us have day jobs. Most of us got Rob's guns. That's right. Ask him where his Sting shirt is. Hit him up. Ask him where that Sting shirt is. I'm still looking for it. He claims it's in my trunk of my purple Cavalier. It's horseshit. It's not. I gave it back to him. I did not steal the Sting shirt. But Boeing, man, Boeing was looking crunk after the big COVID dip. But man, I mean, look at the craziness, dude. It's lower highs, high, low, lower high. As of right now, we haven't made a lower low. A lot of people think it's area of value. We're on the weekly. We're still building negative momentum. This means sell pressure is still at a high. We're still looking at people selling because they don't believe it's coming back. And we're holding right here. I've got this line. We're holding right at this support level. If we break this level, I promise you, your next two stops are going to be Boeing at 119, Boeing at 107. And we're going to hope that that's where Boeing stays. Because Boeing, but if you look, Boeing's had these dumps before. This is a lifelong chart of Boeing. You can't go wrong for getting into Boeing when it's on a red day. Absolutely. You will benefit from that. So that's the weekly. You can get into the daily. Matter of fact, if when y'all request stuff, if you could tell me long term, short term, then I can pull up the associated chart. We got a little relief today, but we're still just so much negative momentum. Now we are oversold as crap, so don't be surprised if some of the Dow, because the Boeing's a big part of it. If Boeing doesn't get a nice little pumpage back up to say 147, there's no problem with it going to 147 next week, making a lower high and dumping again. So keep an eye on it. But if you're buying long term to hold, you're at an area of value. You can't complain. It's amazing. Y'all want to see what percentage down it is just to know what kind of value you're getting. Right now, look, from the previous high, if you bought Boeing, you're getting it at a 72% discount. Can you complain? Don't think so. When do you get anything at a 72% discount? Tesla. Let's look at Tesla on the daily. Now, I've got the Fibonacci pulled up on it, but high, low, lower high, lower low. We didn't even make a high, lower low. Once again, another lower high and another lower low. Tesla's in a downtrend like everything else. But when you're looking at a Fibonacci, we've done it twice now here at the between 786, my blue line right here, 786 and an 886 retrace. When you have any asset that starts forming a downtrend, they find support typically. I mean, it can be at the 50%. It's not as strong. But when you hit the 78 or the 88, super strong for a bounce and a reversal. 78, you start looking. 78, you start looking. You're getting serious about it. You're going ahead and you're taking a dip. When it hits that 88 and it shows support on it, doesn't just blow through it, then you start looking for reversals. So your next higher high or higher low, that's when you're like, hey, it's time. It's time. Tesla's not quite there yet. Tesla, to me, is saying we can go down to the 600, 620 range. I think they're going to do a split anyway. That would make sense. That'll reset this entire chart and just screw up everything. But even on the daily, negative momentum still building. Weekly, negative momentum still building. 4 hour, we're starting to lose it. So like I said, all of this is going to come together. You get a little bounce and then probably dump again. I hope that helps with you on Tesla and Boeing. They're both areas for long-term investments. Yes, buy them, hang on to them. They're fine. If you're trying to day trade them, let's wait a little bit more. Ford, MMAT, Neo Plug. All right, JoJo, I'm going to get to you last, JoJo, because I know you've looked at them. Let me get some of these new guys out of the way. All right, Josh Holiday. If I was going to put $1,000 a month in a crypto, what way would I go? I'll tell you, it wouldn't be Luna. Absolutely not be Luna. We had some guys we went to school with, crushing the crap out of Luna. Let's get up here and go through the crypto list. I mean, I love Bitcoin, and I think if you're playing with massive amounts of money, Bitcoin's a little safer bet. It's kind of a gold. That's fine. $1,000 a month, and I had to say, I had to find that guarantee, like which one I would bet my life on is going to be big. It's got to be Ethereum. It's got to be. I've got some. I wouldn't put every $1,000 every month, but I want a couple of Ethereum. Gary knows. He's seen he can see what happened with Ethereum. Ethereum they're the foundation of crypto right now. Everything's being built on Ethereum. So you kind of want to buy the picks and shovels. You want to buy the base that everything's being built on. They're going to a deflationary system. They're no longer going to be all the mining crap, all that stuff. They're going to start deflating, and that's going to be big. When Ethereum 2.0 takes off fully, y'all will be very proud. So at $1,000 a month, as of right now, in 2 months, you'd have a whole Ethereum. And I truly, from what I've looked at, Ethereum is going to be one of those. We'll pull it up. I see a $6,000 to $8,000 Ethereum. It just makes sense. Look at the weekly. Look at the pumps. Look at the dumps. We still have. We'll go from low to low. We still have downside. Beautiful little head and shoulders. This is probably going to dump more, guys, but I wouldn't panic. You could see 14, which, look, corresponds with the previous high. If we'll hold tight and stay above that 14,000 from the previous cycle high, 4-year cycle, you're fine. If it dips below that, I can't say crypto's dead. No, I'm saying that we're in a different cycle. It's no longer playing out as it used to. But I would buy between 2,000 and 1,400. I would be buying. I'm a buyer at that point. So you're fine. And if you want to look into the smaller time frame, let's look at the 4-hour. We got a little pump after a massive dump. You can expect that. That's just people thinking they found value. I don't think it was time for that. So Josh, there's my safe play. Ethereum. You want to get stupid? I would put 1,000 this month in Doge. Personally, next month I'd put 1,000 in Elon USD. I'd put 1,000 that third month in SHIB. And I say this because I have played all of those. From the bottom. I have advised multiple people buying those at the bottom, and they were very, very good to them. We've got guys on the Discord and friends of mine. I begged for months, and I'm glad he waited. He was skeptical. And I'm like, look, dude, it's the lowest SHIB's ever been. Buy some. He throws $6,500 in it. 3 months later, he's sitting on $62,000. That's not luck. The chart said it. I pressured him. He finally got in. Dogecoin, we've got people on this stream right now that they watched me. They watched me chronicle Dogecoin journey for years. Lost that Facebook, whatever. They know. There's people that know. Gary knows. They've seen it. I've got several people here. Megan was buying Dogecoin. Millions of them when they were under a penny. Now she's the Dogecoin queen. I preach to it, man. Dogecoin's going to be all right. It's been around for a long time. It has a cult following, so rock it, But that's what I do. First, buy you some Ethereum. Get some Ethereum under your belt. Then go to buying that. SHIB, Doge. Then hit me up, and I might find some better deals for you. Yes, sir, Adam. Anytime. Let's see. SoFi, OJ. Man, I had SoFi pull it for you the other day, dude. I'm not even going to hunt for it. Because I think you've asked for it. Yep, it's on my list. I just don't know where it's at because it's a stupid list. Was SoFi up 20% today? OJ, you was getting some love on the SoFi, man. Yeah, we had this nasty looking little. It was actually a W would insinuate it was going to break out, but in these market conditions, it's not going to happen. But we're losing negative momentum, bro. And like I've told you, if you're patient, time is your friend, man. If you've got the time, we're down here on the RSI on the weekly in oversold territory. 1, 2. We can get a little run. This candle wick showed that a lot of buyers thought $4.84 was a value area. They pushed it back up. So what you need now is to make a little high and then a higher low, and then we'll have some divergence and stuff forming on this weekly, and we can know to go hard as crap into it. Daily wise, we're getting just that. We're getting that relief rally. We gapped up. The fact that it gapped up on the daily, we break this high of 721. There's no reason we won't run right up there to that 786. And then we're still making at that point, we're making a higher low, but we're going to be hitting that moving average around $8. Just hang in there, man. Hang in there. You're getting reactions where you're supposed to, and that's good. If it's respecting the TA, it's a good, strong stock, and you're going to be fine once we get through these just turmoil of times. Yeah, Gary, and Gary's one of my things. Gary's one of my guys. I'm like, dude, I know you see like a crazy amount of money in your pocket if you sold Ethereum at 4,000, at almost 5, at 3. But my thoughts are, my personal opinion is, it'd be great, to take that profit right now. And if you've got multiple, let's say you've got 20 or 50 Ethereum and you had them at some ridiculous price. Nothing wrong with selling 10 of them to invest other places at the bottom when it falls. But Ethereum has such a future, being that everything's built on it. I just couldn't. If I had Ethereum at $900, if I had Ethereum at $90, which I think I posted them on my Discord or Facebook, I was buying Ethereum at like $96 and crap. If you have it there, you're still in profit. You're not what you was, but don't look at it that way. Look at it as you can sleep at night knowing you're still in profit and wait another 3 to 5 years to see an $8,000, a $10,000, a $14,000 Ethereum. And that's what we're here for. We're not here so you can get rich at 39 years old and you can quit and buy fucking $1 million houses and cars. That time was, you should have been buying this crap 6-8 years ago. That time has passed. Now we're investing for the future. Now we're at the other end of that. We're looking for 2024, 2028. We're looking down the road at the next couple cycles, and that's where we want to make the bukus. So hang in there. Don't panic. It's just a dump. And to show you it's just a dump, I had this pulled up earlier, and I meant to show y'all this crap. Go back to the weekly. Not only are we hitting this line, but look, I'm going to find there's my tool. So from this high, let's just say this high, to this low, we had an 86% dump. Okay. From the 2018 high to the low, 84% dump. We've had some smaller ones. Let's see, from that high to that low, 75% dump. Then we've had from that $14,000 high, 72% dump. Y'all see, do you see what it is? Bitcoin has dumped 70 to 80% regularly throughout its life. We had this first dump, I think this was 50 or 50, okay, 56 to 58%, if I zoom in a little bit, was that summer dump, okay? Now, from our all-time high to where we're at now, we're at 63%. You're closer to the bottom than you are the top. You don't sell bottoms and buy tops. We know that. You average down and you buy more at this bottom. If we go down another, let's say, if we want to go down to our typical, let's say 70 to 80% dumps and say the whole cycle is over, where's that put us? 70% said right around 20K. You want to go back to the 80%? How perfectly does that line up, guys? 70%, you're at the 20K mark. You're at the 14K mark for your 80% dump, which is typical of crypto. So that would bring you right back down to a high and a high. So you have levels. Under 14,000, you better like sell your wife, kids, car, house, blood, whatever. Buy it. But yeah, anybody else? Anything else? Anybody's got a question on something else? Let Let me roll back up here and look. JoJo said Ford, MMAT. I saw Ford just a second ago. Where's my F? Not going to hunt for it. Ford on the weekly. It broke a little trend line. Let's see. It broke a little local trend line. That's probably on a daily. But here's what I like about Ford. Ford did not file bankruptcy during the 2008-9 economic downturn. Ford suffered through it. I mean, they restructured, did some crazy stuff, but they didn't take a bailout. They did file bankruptcy. They didn't take a bailout. But Ford did nothing but make on the dumps low, higher low, higher low. There's no reason to believe that Ford won't make a higher low right here. They haven't necessarily made higher highs, but now we are at a higher high above this. I think we'll stay that way. I think Ford will be strong. What I'm excited about on a weekly time frame, check this out. Here, this will help y'all understand. Let me web capture this. I'm going to put it side by side with it if I can. Can I move it over? Will it let me move it? No. Anywho, we have hidden bullish divergence. If you want to bring this down right there. So we got a low and a higher low, and then we have triple hidden bullish divergence on a weekly time frame on Ford. I don't care if Ford goes back down. As long as Ford stays above $10.69, we got hidden bullish divergence going on. Triple, 3 times. That's strong as crap. That is a big play to play out. Ford's, they're between, other than Tesla, they're leading the market in these EVs. So you got to believe that Ford's going to survive. So I like that. Facebook. Man, I have been preaching Facebook. Where's my FB at? Facebook looks so nasty that I'm excited. Like, that's when I want to buy it. We broke down. Facebook broke down hard, and where did it come down to? Another all-time high. Previous level of multiple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 interactions with this line. That's why I have it there. That's kind of the that's the line of the sand. That's the make or break. That's where you need to be watching, because look what we've done over here. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 times in its history has it interacted with this line and made it support or resistance. We made it support. We broke down. Immediately, buy pressure came in, and now we're right here as resistance. But check this out. Since we've got, it's hanging right there at this, you can consider this. Now, this is like super technical of it, but we did have a little green dot right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quadruple bullish divergence. Hidden bullish divergence, actually. Right there. Quadruple hidden bullish divergence. If Facebook will hold this 198 line that it's been jumping around, we've lost all this negative momentum. See, it's about to go neutral and then positive. Hopefully, that's what we're looking for in trade setups. You have less sellers, more sellers, just a huge amount of sellers, and now that you've got all this sell pressure is built up and now starting to wane. People are tired of selling. People's run out of sales. There's nothing left to sell. That's when you start getting a lower low, and then a boom. And we can have the one or two market makers like that out there in La La Land have big runs. That's very, very, very possible. They don't have to follow the rest of the markets. But what I'm saying is you've got that right there to look at. I think you're going to be good. If you're in Facebook at anything under 198, be in it. Stay in it. Hang on to it. Facebook's big. They're not a fad. They're not MySpace. I don't care what anybody says. Mark Zuckerberg's not letting it go down. He will. The metaverse plays. He's going to pump tons into it. They're going to start becoming. People are transacting on Facebook already. He's going to become like the number 2 to PayPal. You want to be in Facebook, especially on a weekly time frame. It's coming for you. Even on the daily time frame, it's showing good things. Let's look at the 4-hour. Showing good things. Same thing. It's showing a lot of upward momentum. Hang on to it. Be in it. Don't discount Facebook because it fell 26% in a day. That's market manipulation, just like Luna. That's BlackRock. That's Vanguard. That's more J.P. Morgan. That's everybody playing games with your head. OJ, FTM. I'm going right to it. I had it pulled up from last time you requested it too. What do I do with it? Where? I'm not going to hunt. Yep, I had it on there somewhere, just couldn't find it. FTM USD. On the 4-hour. You had your little rally, and it's dumping again. I'm just guessing. I don't know. I haven't looked at it in a while. You probably rallied 26%. That's typically when they reverse, go back down. Oh, no, even worse. 85%. But that's your 4-hour. Let's look at it on a larger scale. Let's zoom out there. Okay, it doesn't look as good. It's awful. No, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you're still well off the all-time low of 15 cents. But if you notice, OJ, you're kind of hanging out in no man's land. You're in the middle of a candle. You're not showing a support anywhere. Now, you did wick down to right there. You wicked down to that candle low, immediately got bought back up. Fibonacci-wise, let's just see what we can find on it. Put my magnet on. Bam. There's our high. I mean, Fibonacci doesn't even help you. You're just way off. You're way off. So, my advice for you on that is, if you're in it, great. You want to average down. I would be looking to probably pound it pretty hard if it retests this low of 23 cents. If it ever gets to 18 cents, that's probably the buy it, hold it, go nuts. Hopefully it comes back with everything else next cycle. It's relatively young. If you want to look at it on a crazy short time frame, here you go on the hour. What are you doing? It's showing 1, 2, 3 candles support on our 50 moving average while losing negative momentum. If you were trying to play a little quick trade, okay, I could play it based off of the 1-hour chart. It's bouncing off a moving average. That's good. Showing support there where it's been resistance time after time while losing negative momentum. Let me see if you've got some little divergence going on. There. No, you got convergence going on. It's just saying that the trend's going to continue on. So I don't think it's bad. It's been bad. If you're just getting into it, you're doing fine. If you've been in it, you're down. But you will live to fight another day. All right, let's see. Go back up here and finish up with for MMAT. I was looking at that the other day, JoJo. Metamaterials. That was one of my trade setups months ago when they were like bloody down, and I liked where all this material crap was going. So on the weekly, you definitely got a range. Let's see. I want to say there. Now you've had, let's say how many multiple touches. I'm going to say there's your range. And we're going to call these right here just these absorbent moves. But it has ping-ponged in this range. This is how you want to play the range if you're going to be trading it actively. Adam, no problem, man. If you're not in my Discord, it is free to join. You'll get a little premium trial period that you can check out all of the inside stuff being traded by everyone. Some of our other guys that's more experienced are posting trade setups and member plays. It's free to join. Get you a trial period. Pay attention to some of those trades. Take some of them. If you're making money, pay the $5 a month to follow and get all access to everything. It's not a big deal. If you don't find value, if you can't make your $5 back in your first month, then cut off the membership, be a free member, and enjoy the chat and the hype and the goofiness that we have. We have a lot of fun in there. We do have a lot of fun on top of trade setups, but everybody's posting. It's a community. Everybody's posting trade setups, really having a good time. Enjoy it. If you need a link, hit me up in Messenger, DM me. I will send you a link. But metamaterials, I would be getting ready to play it that close to the 45 cent range. That's where I'd want to play it for a bounce back up in the range. Very range bound. It is turning green on the daily. You're into a bullish control zone. The macro environment's going to dictate this, but you're coming up on moving averages, and that's where I'd be wary is that you get rejected from it. Nice bullish engulfing candle. But look, we had all that sell pressure. It's struggling. It's struggling on the buy pressure. But it's, like I said, it's in the middle of a range. So I would keep it definitely on my radar and be looking for the lower end of the range to try to take a long on it. Yes, sir, Adam. Thank you, man. I appreciate you coming by, being active. That's what we're looking for, man. So yeah, that's it right there, JoJo, man. I want to play that range. I want to play that low to high. So when it gets there, you know that. I ain't got to tell you. Let's look at plug. I did see it somewhere down on my list. Neo. I don't like Neo for the fact that it's Neo. And Neo is, to me, garbage. Because I watched how they just IPO'd and then reamed everyone. Do you want to see? That right there. That's what I don't like, is that Neo just fell off a cliff, just shit the bed. We did reverse because I guess they did. There was a lot of rumors that Neo was faking a lot of technology advances. I didn't like that when I looked into them. So, I mean, come on, dude. This you really can't. You can't love it, but then again, it's showing things that you want to see stuff do when it is reversing course. On a weekly time frame, let's look at this MACD. This MACD is looking pretty juicy, though. So, if we're going to leave the fundamental crap out of it, and we're going to go straight to technicals, I don't see why I mean, we're almost touching oversold. We have like a little triple islandish going on right here on the MACD while making higher highs above a previous high. I'm not saying that Neo is amazing, but I'm saying it's setting up to do something. It's setting up to show you what it's going to do, where it's going. And with all the EV hype, with gas prices, oil prices, the EV hype, and all that stuff going, yeah, I can see it getting another boost. I mean, you see where you got rejected right here at this level of chop. This is where I would play it. We're at 1503 right now. I would be looking to retest that, maybe double top there. I don't even want to say it. Let's say your range, if you entered today, Monday, I would be looking to sell half position at 48 and the other half my position by the time it hits 74. That's where I would be looking to go with it. But all very nice stocks. So we're getting late into the night, and crypto has managed to not completely die. So that means Asia woke up today and decided, I'm not selling Bitcoin for the first time in a minute. Normally, Asia's been dumping every freaking night. It's 6 o'clock. Asia wakes up, dumps. Right here on the new 4-hour, we're trying to make a higher low. That could be the beginning of something beautiful, but there's just not enough buyers, man. Y'all need to come in. People's got to come in. Too many candle wicks. A lot of whipsaw action. So, all right. Well, it looks like I got everybody's questions answered tonight. Thank you for all the people that showed up, that got active, that asked. That's all I'm asking. Don't forget, if you're watching me on YouTube, subscribe, tick the little bell to get notifications when I do go live. If you're following me on Facebook, thank you very much. Please check out my Discord if you need a link to it. Feel free to DM me anytime, message me. Anybody on my Facebook just about will be able to send you a link. But I will definitely get back to you and answer any questions I can. Thank you all. Great stream tonight. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good evening, good weekend. Who knows, I may be back tomorrow. At any time you start feeling like you need a stream,